Hello, everybody, and welcome to this presentation of the OneNet project. OneNet stands for One Network for Europe. Let me first introduce myself. My name is Antonello Monti. I'm a professor at WTH Aachen and the group leader in Fraunhofer FIT in the Center for Digital Energy. I am the coordinator of the project. In the next 10 minutes or so, I will like to give an introduction of the goal and scope and vision of this project and major results that we obtained in the last 3 years of work. First of all, the vision. OneNet did create a fully replicable and scalable architecture to enable an all-European electrical system to operate as a single system. That's the idea really of OneNet. We want to allow a variety of markets and to facilitate the universal participation of stakeholders. Let me put this vision a little bit on a context. We all know the European system is going through a unique and epochal transformation towards a decentralized, decarbonized energy system, which is bringing a huge list of new players that we have to orchestrate, organize. And those players are mostly connected to a growing presence of renewable energy sources. All those transformations are calling for a tighter cooperation within the energy systems among the operator to facilitate the better use of, or the best use of the infrastructure, which means customer connected to DSO, so distribution system operator, and distribution system operator connected to transmission system operator, TSOs. They all have to operate as a whole. That's the idea of talking of one network. But not that we didn't do that before, it's just the intensity and the complexity is growing and is calling for a new type of data exchange and cooperation, also based on harmonized product, a market product that will remove also as much as possible geographical barriers. We work at this task and this vision in a large group. As you can see, OneNet brings together more than 70 partners. We are included in our cooperation, the two key associations, EDSO for the distribution system operator and NTSOE for the transmission system operator. If you look through the logos, you will see a lot of transmission system and distribution system operator. And then, of course, we had leading IT companies providing the technology behind OneNet and all inspired by the activity of renowned research institutions. But key for OneNet is not just to be another theory, another small use case tried somewhere in Europe, but to really build the foundation of something that can have an impact in the long term. For that reason, a good part of our effort has been dedicated to some large demos that are incorporating more countries, and that's a way to immediately test this removal of geographical barrier, involving always interaction between distribution and transmission system operator, so that the scenario can check the complete value chain, and so that the new market concept can be tested in real life. We organize our demos in what we call demo clusters, covering different regions of Europe. You can see in the map, we have a Western cluster, a Northern cluster, an Eastern cluster, and a Southern cluster. And as I said, in every one, more than one country is involved, more than one grid operator is involved, and more than one market operator, so that all the elements of multiplicity that the project would like to achieve are taken into consideration. OneNet is not an overarching and centralized platform. This is a very important point. We deliver an open agnostic architecture with a set of interoperability exchange mechanism so that cross-platform federation is possible. We want to enable multi-countries, multi-domain market models, so we are not designed for one specific use case or for one specific business player. And we want to make available and accessible data from different actors and sources. So we want to really create a unique open ecosystem that can immediately transition to operation and market. How do we do that? Well, we need, first of all, to define the market product behind. And we did that with a very rigorous process, starting from use case development methodologies, using IC standard for that purpose. We started with a high-level description of business process, and then with more technical detail in the use case definition. And this process brought us review a lot of previous European efforts so that we can capture the knowledge that was developed in Europe in the last few years in one single harmonized, coordinated way, so that at the end we have a good set of specific use case, as we call SUC here, which now are going to be stored in the bridge use case repository so that future European projects can access to the knowledge of OneNet and start from solid foundation and be sure we start from harmonized description. And that's one of the legacy, very important of the project. And then having this work done, we could really look at specifically the business side of the story and perform an evaluation of the different business use cases. And that allow us to identify the type of coordination necessary for the different use cases, so between transmission, distribution, and customers at the end. And that allows us also to review and understand what is needed to complete the map of the role models are defined in the Hammer document, developed originally by NTSOE, expanded by the Platone project, and now finally here already assessed with this broader view of the OneNet approach. But once the market products are being harmonized with this rigorous process I described it before, we need a corresponding OneNet reference architecture. The OneNet reference architecture, as I mentioned in my introduction, is not developing or proposing a new platform, but is providing a mechanism of harmony, of federation of available platforms to achieve this level of cooperation that will make this single network for a single market in Europe possible. What are the layers that were reported? So first of all, we had the OneNet participants. That's clear. This is any kind of actor that can be involved in the OneNet ecosystems, and they can be related as data source or data provider, data consumers or service providers. But then, thanks also to the work and related to the Hammer, we can map to specific actors. Then we have the network of platform. Any map platform should be able to connect through the OneNet middleware and be part of the OneNet system, thanks to the OneNet connector. So the aim is to have a peer-to-peer, fully decentralized ecosystems for interoperability. But two platforms in our network can also interact directly with each other and without intermediation with a third party. Then we have the real OneNet part, which is the OneNet framework, which is the core of the architecture composed by the decentralized middleware, the orchestration workbench, and the OneNet monitoring analytic dashboard. The OneNet middleware is the one that enables and secure and trust end-to-end data exchange between the OneNet participants and offers central feature like identity management, source discovery, semantic annotation, vocabulary, and ontology. Key for this purpose is the development and application of the so-called OneNet connector, which is following the international data space standards. So we are providing data space technology in support to our process. It is a decentralized instance of the OneNet middleware, is responsible of the execution of the complete data exchange process. And each OneNet participant can deploy and configure its own connector. Technology-wise, we are based on fiber, technology, and particularly the ion context broker and NGSI API. Together, we have a configuration tool, a set of interoperable API, and the OneNet data harmonization services. These were the technologies contribution of OneNet, but OneNet also has been a unique experiment in terms of dissemination and communication. We created a platform for advertising, discussing, interacting with all the stakeholders in Europe, so that we were now the close club of the project. This is called Griffon, that allow us to interact with a long list of external stakeholders and be sure that through our Griffon workshop, we were able to capture feedback so that we believe that the results we achieve are not just the mindset of the more than 70 partners anyway of the OneNet, but more like closer to European vision, so that these results can stay beyond the project. In that result, we have taken two important actions. It's intention of the following project, Twin EU, to continue on the line of Griffon, so that this mechanism of interaction will continue also when the project is over. And also, we decide the technical content, so the software architecture I described before, to release it as an open source, and we propose our software as a project in the Linux Foundation Energy, so that we may have a community, the same maybe community of Griffon, or some kind of cooperation between Griffon and LFE, Linux Foundation Energy, that will bring OneNet forward after the end of the funding cycle, which is March 2024, and be sure that OneNet goes on. If you want to have more information, I invite you to visit the website, which is now been running for more than 3 years, where you find all the important and relevant information about the project, also about the Griffon events. And yeah, I think I was able to give you the key information about our project, and feel free to contact us for more information. And like I said, OneNet doesn't end with the funding cycle. I thank you for your attention.